Maude Prudhomme moved to the Bay of Chaleur from Quebec City. She runs an activist group called Tache d'Huile against oil extraction and transport, trying to preserve the way of life in coastal communities focused on fishing, swimming, and tourism. Communities bisected by a sleepy length of railway that pretty soon could spring to life.
We saw a small article from a New Brunswick newspaper saying they were wanting to build this terminal in Belgium. And so we digged a bit deeper because we care about the bay.
They learned of the New Brunswick company's plan to transport 220 rail cars full of Alberta oil every day to Belledune for marine export. Tache d'Huile has been making noise ever since, holding meetings from Montreal to the Matapedia Valley. Prudhomme says so far 22 municipalities have voiced opposition. The loudest of all being Gaétan Rouet, mayor of Amqui.
No risk doesn't exist. And more traffic means more and more percentage of possible disaster. Where will it happen? Along the Matapedia River? If it does happen, it can kill one of the best salmon rivers in the world. It can kill people too along.
The best thing we can hope for is that it will not explode on the way and that it will not spill in any river, many salmon rivers, a whole bunch of communities. So that's the best thing we can hope, that none of these hundreds of wagons a day will do that for years.
The group has also produced a documentary that will be distributed across the border in New Brunswick, where critics are largely silent, and local politicians have welcomed the project with the promise of 200 jobs during construction next year and 40 permanent jobs after that. First Nation communities are also wary, especially after CN upgrades earlier this year damaged a salmon breeding ground.
They placed unwashed rock into that river at the time when the salmon are spawning. They went into the river with excavators and did all the kind of things. So there was a number of things right from the beginning they did wrong.
Troy Jerome speaks for the chiefs of all three Quebec Mi'kmaq communities. They plan to up their opposition and file a court motion against the company to try to shut the project down, for what Jerome says is Chaleur Terminal's failure to consult with First Nations. Meanwhile, across the river, the wait is on to see what will become of a plan the company itself will say little about. Bridget Yard, CBC News, Listagouche, Quebec.